Joining us in the kitchen today is Kevin Hart.
He's starring in the new movie Kevin Hart, Let Me Explain, which opens July 3rd. Let's talk to him about that and some other stuff.
I don't think we're going to talk to him about that.
No. Now, are you a Philadelphia sports fan?
All day, every day.
But see, your comedy is like a fun sort of comedy. You know, it's
Exactly.
not a dark comedy, really, but Philly fans are not fun. You guys are typically very, very angry.
Yes, very true. I'm one of those angry fans. I've been known to throw stuff on fans at football games at Veterans Stadium when it was around.
What's the angriest that a sporting event has gotten you?
You know what? Let me see, the angriest. I think one of the most angriest moments that I had was when Deshaun Jackson, I think he ran a kick back and he let the ball go before he got into the end zone. He was like doing his dance and stuff, but they called it a touchback for the other team. It was basically a fumble. Rude because he dropped the ball before he got in the end zone. And I remember throwing my helmet at my TV. True story. Very true.
Helmet?
Yeah.
Well, you threw a helmet at your television.
I watch my football games in a helmet.
You do?
Yes, I believe I play for the team. Eagles helmet with an Eagles blanket. That's what I watch the games in.
Do you have people over to your house while you're there with the helmet on? Are you the
Yes,
only
I
one
do.
in the helmet?
Yes, I do. My dog wears one too. I got my dog a little Eagles helmet, and he has the little coat, the little green jacket. Yes, I'm very serious right now.
Now, do you only wear this during Eagles games, or is this your football game attire?
Only during Eagles games. Only during the game.
So you don't wear it all day, or when do you put it on? Like, when are you getting ready for the game?
What I do is a half hour out before the game starts, I stretch as if I'm playing. After I'm done stretching and doing all the calisthenics that I normally do, I warm up with my team. Warming up with my team is me doing a couple of drills where I act like I'm running the football. I might have my son throw me the ball a couple times and I catch it. And then after warming up and breaking a sweat, then the helmet goes on and I sit down.
Well, what does your son think when he sees his father wearing this helmet that he throws at the television every now and then?
Well, I lie to my son. I tell him that daddy plays a full contact sport and daddy just isn't going to the game. And he goes, okay. And I say, do you want to put a helmet on too? And he says, no. He's always said no, which hurts a little bit because I feel like it's a tradition that we can kind of have together. But that's fine. Suit yourself, and I just sit there in my helmet. And he
Now, how
knows
old
not to
is your
talk to
son?
me. Well, my son's 5. He's a younger guy, so I can tell him whatever I want and he'll believe it at this age.
Well, tell me this. Do you and your son play games with each other now? Have you gotten to the point where, playing ball with dad?
Yes, we have. My son loves basketball, though. He's a basketball fanatic. So I'm just in love with watching my son run up and down the court, you know. At this age, just to get him involved so young is kind of cool to me. So watching him and the other kids actually play, or organized sport is cool. So I can't wait till he gets to the age where he gets serious about something and, actually starts putting a little more effort into it. Because right now, he loses focus in the middle of the game. Like, he'll play for a while and then I'll look up and my son is just looking at the ceiling, counting the lights. Or one time, he just ran off and got in the trash can. In the middle of the game, my son just ran to the side and jumped in the trash can. So I had to explain to the coaches that he loves trash. I didn't know what else to say. But he eventually got out and finished the game.
Well, let me ask you this, a sporting question. Would Kevin Hart want Jay-Z to be his agent?
You know what, man? Jay-Z has such a powerful influence on society, man. I mean, the man has changed so many things. So I think for a lot of these younger guys who are now going over and moving over to Rock Nation for sports, I think it's just because of the person that Jay-Z is, Everything about him says cool, and the fact that this is his new hobby and his new endeavor that he's taking up on, I personally would want to see him prove himself by being a good agent before I go before I go down that road. But a lot of these other people are kind of jumping out there, so I'm just curious to see what'll happen and what kind of deal maker Jay-Z is. I would need to see examples before I gave a person my career and trusted him.
What is the most embarrassed you've ever been on stage?
The most embarrassed I've ever been on stage, I had a guy in Atlantic City throw a buffalo wing at me one time. I was telling a joke, and in the middle of the joke, the guy must have got pretty upset. He took a buffalo wing and threw it as hard as he could at me and hit me in the cheek. And some sauce was on it. So I had like a saucy buffalo wing cheek. And me getting off that stage, literally, it was the most embarrassing thing ever because I remember walking out after the show and people were just like, oh, you got hit with a buffalo wing. Ah, how'd that buffalo wing feel? It was the most embarrassing thing ever.
Is there a worse feeling in the world than bombing?
No. I mean, of course, there's some that are a little more detrimental, but I don't want to bring a dark cloud over the room. But bombing is tough. Bombing is so tough because you got to think for that 5 minutes or 7 minutes where you hear no laughter and it's silence. That's rough, especially when you're in front of a crowd of people. To not hear no response to what it is that you're saying and to literally have to just take in the fact that nobody's enjoying you, that's a tough pill to swallow for anybody. I don't wish that on anybody.
My father has a question for you, Kevin. Go ahead, Poppy.
What is the strangest thing a fan has ever said to you?
What is the strangest thing a fan has ever said to me? You know what I got one time? Because of a movie called Soul Plane that I did a long time ago, I had this woman come up and grab my butt before and ask me, did my butt really get stuck in the toilet? Very true.
Where?
This was in Phoenix, actually. I was in Phoenix.
You were at a mall? Where were you?
Oh, I was in Phoenix walking. That's very funny. I was walking around at the mall, Scottsdale Mall. Grabbed my butt with two hands and said, did your butt really get stuck in the toilet?
Well, what did you do after that?
I answered her question and waited for her to remove her hands and then went about my business. She was a lot bigger than me, so I didn't want to do nothing to me.
Well, that's how I always handle that situation. Kevin, thank you for being on with us. We appreciate it.
Hey, thank you, man. It was a blast, you guys. I appreciate it.
Hey, man, don't think.
Gracias.
Bye-bye.